Well, we're back. Welcome to another episode of Grind Culture Podcast. I am Ed.
What up, everybody? I am Colton.
And today, trying to get back into routine as far as getting back from Coffee Fest. We had a guest on, Gavin, last week. We talked a little bit about his experiences with his competition.
Yep.
And now we do have some business to take care of today, and that is to draw the names of the winners who is going to be winning some coffee from us.
Yep. Heck yeah.
So we got some entries. There was some discrepancies on the Apple Podcast front, but I think I managed to get some of the names that were out there that participated in this raffle. So do we want to do a drawing? Do you want to draw a name and then I draw a name?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll both pick a name, and then name that we pick will win a free bag of coffee from Lost Woods from Ed and Mountains to Waves from me.
Yeah.
We will reach out to you, and you can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll send a DM. I have that capability on YouTube, so I'll send you a DM on that platform, and then hopefully we get to hear from you and send you some good coffee.
Yeah.
So why don't you draw the first one?
All right. Out of the latte cup. So many people entered. Not really. Not a lot of people entered. A lot of people were lazy. So if you entered, good job. You deserve coffee. Woohoo. Oh, got mine.
You
Should
do?
I say it? Should I say it right now?
Yeah.
Neil Etherly.
Neil.
5627.
Congratulations,
Ayo.
Neil.
Heck yeah. That's actually a buddy that I grew up with.
Oh, is it
One
really?
of my best friends. Yeah,
There we
he
go.
was in my wedding. So, hey.
Perfect.
Congrats, bro.
Congrats,
I
Neil.
will be reaching out to you personally, and you can get a free bag of coffee, dude.
All right, here we go. Winner number 2 is Lucas Jr. Lucas Jr. Do you know Lucas Jr.?
I do not know Lucas Jr.
Neither do I, but thank you so much for subscribing or watching or commenting. I know there was different ways to enter, but you are one of the winners. So thank you again, Lucas, for participating. You will get some coffee. I'll reach out to you.
Sweet.
So
Heck yeah.
the event of Coffee Fest. We talked a little about it briefly.
Yep. Talked
And-
about it briefly. This was the follow-up the next day after the roasting competition that we talked about on the last episode. So this
So-
was the next, actually, this was the next 3 days, but I went the next day.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to bring up is the actual event itself. So for people that don't know what Coffee Fest is, for me to try to define it in my own words is Coffee Fest is kind of your typical trade show dedicated to coffee or coffee related things.
Yep.
Whether it's latte art or different machinery or anything related to like coffee bars or coffee shops, things related to coffee roasters, things related to coffee packing labels or shipping labels or shipping bags, custom bags, kind of anything that is affiliated to coffee. I feel like it was kind of there represented for the most part.
Yeah, like coffee, and then also like coffee shop. So like everything you can like introduce to your coffee shop. So not only coffee related products, but cups and mugs and
Yeah.
bags and fun little things like that. So chocolate, I saw like chocolate and like little snack things everywhere. So
Yeah. A lot of sweets, a lot of delicacies. I didn't think that were going to be there. I didn't really consider all of that being there. I only really thought that there was just going to be coffee related things there. Like they were coffee related things, but there were some things that weren't coffee related.
yeah.
I mean, there's coffee adjacent, but not directly coffee related.
Right. And that's the one thing we talk about all the time, how cool it is that coffee's so versatile
Yeah.
throughout anything.
Yeah.
Like you can pretty much pair coffee with whatever.
That's true. Coffee could be drinking at night, during the day, in the afternoon, in the evening, and then like there's just different ways to have coffee or consume coffee nowadays. So it was cool. I didn't expect there to be as many things. We'll go through it, but I didn't expect there to be like some of the things that we did see there. So Coffee Fest this year, as trade shows do, they move around. I think Coffee Fest, the next Coffee Fest is in Minneapolis, I think.
Okay.
Minnesota. And I think a year from now, I don't know if they do like a end of the year one or how often they move, but I know it's there because I've been getting advertisements for it. But this one specifically was in Los Angeles. Do you know if they have it at Los Angeles often or no?
think it was like Anaheim last year, so maybe they bounced back between Anaheim and LA. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, then maybe they do it. They do Coffee Fest every year here, and then somewhere in some other places throughout the year. But this was the first time I went.
Same with me.
Same with you, right? And just first impression, what did you think of Coffee Fest? Like when you walked in, or no, before that, because I want to get into this, because I don't want to lose sight of this.
Okay.
So it was in LA, and LA has a pretty good coffee scene. I think San Diego and here in Temecula we're getting there, but it's not quite as experienced as LA. And that was my first time going to like any of the LA coffee scenes. I know you kind of did it before, but I wanted to mention some of the places that we went to, just in case some people are in the Los Angeles area or the area that Coffee Fest was, which is like right by Staples Center, if you know sports, which is now like Crypto Arena or whatever, where the Lakers play. It was like right downtown.
Yeah, it was hard of it.
Yeah, Los Angeles Convention Center, I think it was called.
Yep.
But around there's a lot of coffee places, and like a lot of the hole-in-the-wall coffee places, but they're respectable.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So which ones did you go to around the area?
So we went more north of LA, up in Glendale. We didn't go actually to any in LA. But Glendale is honestly like 5-10 minutes outside of LA. So let's see, we went to Regent, which is where the roasting competition was. So we went back the next morning. We actually went to Regent again, and then we went to another coffee shop randomly. It was like called like Uncorporated Coffee. That was just random though.
Really?
But it was pretty good.
What enticed you guys to go there? Like, did you guys just stumble upon it?
Yeah, we just saw it on the corner. We're like, oh, might as well, because we were already heading towards somewhere. So we already, we just wanted to like kind of do like a little coffee crawl. So
that's cool.
We did that, and then really our main coffee shop that we wanted to hit up was Kumquat, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Top 3 coffee shops that I've been to.
No way.
Yeah, I loved it a lot. I thought they had a really good menu. The line was huge. It was out the door.
Oh, Lord.
But it was just so like nice out, and like good people and good coffee, so you don't mind waiting in line.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of cool how Kumquat like lines up like all their off coffee offerings, because they bring in like 100 different roasters, and they offer their coffee. So they have like a big shelf of displayed like coffee from all over the world of the best roasters. So it's pretty cool. Like you get to pick out like this coffee is like right there and then, rather than ordering online, having to go to someone's website. It's like they import them there right at the shop, and you get to pick those out. So it was pretty cool. And then they had some merch, which is cool, and then their menu was great. And then I had what did I have? Espresso tonic there. It was probably one of the best I've had. It was really good.
Wow.
And that's the only coffee shops we went to.
You went with Gavin, and then your buddy
Luke.
I went by myself. It was Coffee Fest again. Forgot to mention, is a 3 or 4 day event, right?
Yep.
And here, Colton and Brian were generous enough to offer the team, like, hey, we'll buy you tickets if you want to go. Just let us know what days you want to go. And though it was, I think, available for all days, we could have gone back. But just for like scheduling purposes, like just let me know what day you want to go. I'll schedule off and go enjoy it.
Yep.
Which was really nice. Little things like that, I think, help team building, and we could talk about it. We could experience it. Even if we went different days, we could, like you and I are doing now, we could talk about it and just give our thoughts and share that experiences through conversation. But I did go a different day, and I went to Loquat, which is a Kumquat affiliate. I'm pretty sure. I forget how I asked the gentleman that rang me up. Like I asked him, like, are you just like a sister store of Kumquat? He said no, but he said like the owner just decided to open another store, not as like I think high sophisticated as Kumquat, just like one of like another hole in the wall, which like you find a lot around that area.
I think they roast their coffee there too, right?
Yeah,
Where at Kumquat they weren't roasting at all.
They roast their coffee at Loquat.
Nice.
And the place was awesome. Small, like a little hole in the wall place, like a little hidden gem kind of thing, which I like. I try to stay away from like the busier ones, just because like
busy, generic.
Yeah, I was alone, so like I didn't want to like be at like a busy coffee shop.
Right.
Two, I think that's just like my style, a little bit low key. It was like in the middle of a neighborhood,
right,
which is cool.
That's how Kumquat was. It was really sweet. It was like a bunch of houses and then randomly it's like a coffee shop.
Yeah, which is something like I think I would want a coffee shop to be if I ever owned one. But I went in there. The guy was super nice, very informative. I ordered just a standard latte with it's not brown sugar, but it was something along the lines of brown sugar, a little bit healthier for you. They make their own syrups there. And so that's what he recommended. They had specialty drinks, like crazy specialty drinks. They had like a tiramisu, like just super sugary
sweet
drink.
Dessert,
which they actually gave me for free on my way out.
Nice.
Because they were nice enough to ask me, like, oh, are you here for Coffee Fest? Gave me a discount because people they were giving out discounts for people attending Coffee Fest.
Sweet.
And then like
That's
the guy,
cool.
It wasn't busy, and the guy said like, hey, why don't you try this drink? Because I bought food from there too, as well as my coffee drink. And so they were cool. They were nice. Very low key spot. If you ever want to go there, just like listen to music or just like escape life, or I don't know, be by yourself and read a magazine, read a book. I think that's the place to go. It was just very low key. It was very comfortable, and I would go back.
Keep it low key at Loquat.
But too much coffee at the time.
I know, dude. We were so coffeeed out before we even got the Coffee Fest.
Yeah.
I already had a latte, espresso tonic, and I did have another iced latte. So that's like 6 shots. 6 shots, yeah. So that's
which I didn't mind that though, because this is what I wanted to. This is kind of where I was kind of headed at. So going into Coffee Fest, there's obviously coffee there. There's free lattes there. You get free cups of coffee there pretty much if you just walk around. They have like little trays. And you can do that. You could take that route, right? But I think it was better going to an actual coffee shop and experiencing like the LA coffee scene, and then going to Coffee Fest if you're ever to do it again.
I agree.
Just felt better. I didn't feel rushed. I felt like I could enjoy my coffee opposed to like having coffee, walking around, and then kind of being in like this just overwhelming, not overwhelming, but there's a lot going on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's the LA coffee scene that's the way I recommend you doing it if you ever go to Coffee Fest, or if you're just ever in LA. Go hit up those coffee shops.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them. We didn't even touch on like all of them.
There's got to be hundreds.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that was cool. But back to Coffee Fest. Walking in, what was like your first impression of Coffee Fest?
I was like, dang, this is a lot bigger than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I knew we were going to LA Convention Center, and I've been there before for an event. It was ski and snowboard event, so it was like ski and snowboard vendors, and it was huge. So I'm like, dang. So I'm like, how are they going to fill that building with just coffee stuff? So I thought it was going to be like really small, but it was actually good size.
Yeah.
Filled up half the place because the other half was doing a like food. What was it, like a cooking?
It was just like restaurant stuff.
Restaurant vendors, stuff like that. So they had that sectioned off. So I thought it was pretty cool. Walking in, I thought it was weird at first because I saw a lot of like uncoffee related things. I saw like a lot of like fruit beverages and matcha, a lot of matcha. Yeah. It was crazy how much matcha was there. So I kind of I was like, what the heck? Like, I hope it's not like uncoffee related products. I know that this can be sold at coffee shops, but like I'm here for the coffee itself and the people in coffee and for the coffee equipment and all those things. So it took me a little bit while to like get stoked because we made our way around and finally we saw like some roasters and then we saw like some cupping happening and then we saw people pouring like little cortados, like giving their coffee away. So then I got excited. I was like, sweet, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And then, kind of went throughout the day. And what was your first initial thoughts?
When I walked in, okay, so I've been just a little background on my experiences with like trade shows. I've been in trade shows that you can even imagine like the size of them. Like they've been huge, and that's because I was working in engineering with a lot of big machinery. So there was trade shows that I've been to at Chicago and Las Vegas and Atlanta. Those are the 3 main cities that I've been to trade shows at. And these convention centers are huge.
Right.
And there's big machinery there. There's like a lot of people, a lot of walking, a lot of going on, big restaurants in there. So when I walked in, I didn't I guess I had false expectations just because of my experiences in my past.
Right.
But I thought it was smaller than I thought.
Opposite.
Yeah, it was opposite for me. And that's because they had that shared space. They split Coffee Fest with like Restaurant Fest or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And that was kind of disappointing because I don't know if maybe there wasn't just enough vendors for Coffee Fest alone, but I was just thinking my expectation was like one of the trade shows that I've been to, except coffee. You know? I thought there was going to be a lot more vendors out there and just like a lot more coffee, like food and restaurants, and just that's what I had in my head, and that's my own fault because I just gave it false expectations. But that's not to say there's a lot of things that I didn't like. I liked it. Yeah. You know, because I still like the experience of just like being at a trade show and looking at all these vendors and looking at all these coffee products. It was cool because I never done it before.
Yeah. I don't know. So I say it was bigger than I expected, but as I went throughout my day, it was smaller than expected. And I mean smaller by as in there was not a lot of coffee stuff. Like there really wasn't. I think the unrelated stuff outweighed the coffee products, and I was like expecting. So I've seen videos of people vlogging at Coffee Fest before and going to coffee events other than Coffee Fest, and I just like had in my head that it was going to be so like, I imagine seeing like coffee YouTubers there that I see, that I follow, brands that I follow, like all these people. I expected to see like lines of grinders and lines of espresso machines and stuff like you could test out, and coffee accessories like for your espresso machine at home, like portafilters and all these things. Like I had that in my head, like my head, that's what it was going to be like. So I think I set myself up for failure because going throughout my day, I was like, gosh, this kind of sucks. Like I don't care about matcha. Like great. I don't care like about the little snack stuff. I'm like, I'm here to meet coffee people. I'm here to see like stuff I'm interested in. Like it's called Coffee Fest. It's not called like
Syrup Fest, Matcha Fest.
Yeah, you know? So it kind of sucks when all that was there. And yeah, like you said, like they were splitting the space. If it was like the whole building just for like coffee things, then sure, like fit those people in. But it was not coffee heavy. No. And that was a bummer to me because I was like, dang it. I think there was only like 2 roasters there. Like there was Mill City Roasters. That was pretty cool. They had like their little van with their roasters in it. That was pretty cool. And then I saw one other roaster. I think it was like U.S. Roasting Corporation or something like that. They had roasters going.
Yeah, they actually had the roasters going.
So that was cool. But I just expected a lot more of that. So it's kind of like, dang it, like, come on. There could have been more. It should have just been more heavy. But maybe people can't afford it. Maybe like some coffee companies, smaller coffee companies that I follow and stuff like that, just can't afford to travel and bring equipment. I mean, it's got to be thousands and thousands of dollars to make a trip there, especially with heavy equipment and things like that. And not everybody's California or West Coast, so I get that, but I think I just was expecting a little more.
Yeah. So the one thing I jotted down is days went, and you went multiple days, right? You were at Coffee Fest multiple days. No,
just Sunday. Okay. So all day Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. I was just there all day Monday, I think.
Monday, yeah.
That's all you needed was one day.
Yeah, I don't know how you would spend 3 days there.
Right. So, I mean, granted, there was different events for different days, so maybe that would like entice you to go back. But all the vendors and everything that you needed to see, you could have done that in half a day, I feel like. That's how small. To me, that's how small it was. And I agree with you that I think if they had the whole space and they had a section for syrups and a section for coffee bags or coffee shipping stuff or a section for roasters or grinders, espresso machines, brewing machines, cafes. That would be ideal. Problem is, I don't know how long Coffee Fest has been going on, if it's still in its infancy, or if there's like, if this is just Coffee Fest normally. And then it kind of had me wondering, like, who is Coffee Fest for?
Yeah.
You know, is it because there were like a lot of people trying to sell you on like their syrups and their matcha and their tea. There's people there, like Roastar was there trying to sell you on like coffee bags and coffee products.
Yeah. There's like multiple cup companies.
Yeah. And there was a latte art competition there, so there's like there's a space for coffee aficionados there, but I don't know if it needs to be catered more to one thing than the other. It is cool that like everything coffee related can come into like one space and share a space, but in order for you to be able to enjoy that, I think there had to be a lot more of each thing in the event or in the trade show, not just like a small thing and then sprinkled things like little things here and there to accommodate everybody. It needs to be bigger, at least in my opinion. Yeah. And it sounds like I'm really like hating Coffee Fest, because I didn't hate it. I liked going. I enjoyed the experience. Yeah. But like you set yourself up for failure when you give yourself false expectations. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was a one-day thing. I don't think they should have charged people for like a 4-day thing, a 4-day event, if they did it that way or not. Yeah. But
yeah, because you buy the pass for the 3 days and you're just like, yeah, 1 day is good.
Yeah, 1 day was suffice. And I just wonder, I was like, who is Coffee Fest like really for?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I maybe felt rushed, so I couldn't really sit down and enjoy like one thing at a time. Like there was courses, right? There was classes, guest speakers, stuff like that. I didn't listen to any guest speakers because none of them really seemed interesting to me. Sorry, noise from the printer going. But none of them seem too interesting. Like it was a lot of coffee shop based or brand building base, or things like that. And I was just like, I'd be more into like roasting or green coffee, farming, things like that. Not so much. It was heavy coffee shop. Yeah, it was really heavy coffee shop related. If you own a cafe. Yeah, and how to like keep your staff happy and how to build a good team and wholesale accounts and all those things.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about the farming aspect of coffee. Like different farmers could have been there, like soil, like seminars.
I expected so many like green samples, right? I was stoked to get like a little like roasting samples and like try all these coffee. I only saw one. Yeah. One person. Right. Selling green coffee, and I was like, dang.
So maybe that's what, like, even just thinking about it now, like a just snap thought is, because we're in a world of like roasting and we work with green coffee and we have like our little side of coffee, not owning like a coffee shop or working at a coffee shop, we're not baristas or anything, and it was more heavy barista or coffee shop owner related. Maybe that was my problem as to why I couldn't really like grasp in the excitement of Coffee Fest, because everything that we do, everything that we're used to when it comes to Coffee Fest wasn't really, it was present but not to the extent that we thought it was. Right. So maybe that was my problem. Our problem.
Yeah, because maybe a cafe owner went and they just loved every aspect of it. They got everything they needed from it. So who knows? And then the people I know that do the whole, like, I was pretty excited to see the latte art throwdown. It was like the world championship or whatever. That was pretty cool because I've always like watched it on social media. So that was pretty cool seeing some people I've seen throw down and pouring like this crazy latte art. And the scene there is hilarious. Like the whole like friendship that they all have together and like vibe that they all have is so funny, like so outside of me, it's like they got their own little world going on there and they're loving it, and that was pretty fun to watch.
I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. I saw like the chart where like it was kind of tournament style.
No, like the brackets.
Yeah, the bracket, exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to see much of like the actual latte art competition itself, which
Yeah,
I
it was
would have
fun.
liked of. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a cool thing, I guess, for that they had there was anybody that follows like the latte art competition. I know there's kind of like an inside circle as to like who participates in those. So you could have gone and seen like some of the people that you may have known like through YouTube or social media or just latte art competition world in general, which would have been cool. I don't follow that. I want to though. I want to check it out. There probably is some videos on the actual Los Angeles one that we just went to that I should probably check out. So maybe I'll jot that down or put that in the back of my head just to, if I'm ever bored, just like look up some videos.
Yeah, do it.
I did see some YouTubers though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they were like doing interviews and stuff.
Okay.
And somebody asked me for an interview actually, but I said no.
I should have done it.
Yeah, I know I should have, but like I was by myself. I didn't really have like any confidence in myself.
Yeah.
And I was like doing my own filming, so like I was like
Yeah, who was it? Do you know?
Some girl, some short girl, and then like there was she had a filmer and everything. I don't know who it was, but I could probably look for them. Just look up some Coffee Fest.
Yeah, might as well.
YouTube videos, and I could probably find her.
Yeah, see like what their channel's all about.
Yeah, but then I saw some other vloggers there doing their thing, so that was cool. I should probably look some of those up just so I could experience it again, and maybe I could just like look back and like, oh yeah, that was there, that was cool, because there was things there that I thought that were really cool. There was like a little tea booth that they just had like little vials of tea.
Oh, dude, with like the flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I know, dude.
That was
they
like
were
the
good.
best tea.
So that was the only tea I drank there. I was like, oh, these are really good.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed that. And then who else was there? There was like a cup that some vendor was selling. I forget who they were.
I think it's Crafted.
Mir?
Or was it them?
Yeah.
I think both of them were there. There was Crafted and Mir, I think.
Mir had like this 2024. Yeah. Mir. They had like this 2024 coffee mug that I know Cameron got because he posted a picture about it.
Yeah.
But there was a line like I didn't expect there a line to be for like one vendor. And I think it was just for the 2024 Coffee Fest mug.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, they were really popular. They were really popping, and they had a really nice booth. They had stuff that you could buy. That's another thing. Like, I thought there was going to be a lot more things that I was going to be able to like to buy there, or like things that like even like cool like coffee related like apparel or equipment or cups or mugs or like even like ceramic cups or anything. But there was none of that.
Yeah, see, stuff like that. You know, I was like, man, I should bring a big backpack because I'm gonna come home with all this stuff, or even like roasted coffee or any of that. I did not come home with like anything.
Yeah, so I mean,
like nothing exciting, for sure, nothing exciting.
So yeah, that was another thing that kind of bummed me out. But at the same time, I was like, maybe saving money is a good thing, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
There was an espresso machine. I think one of the only espresso machine vendors there that they happened to be the espresso machine makers that I want to buy an espresso machine from. Yep. So I really like chatted them up. I was like there a lot of the time talking to the guy that was running the booth, which was cool. That was maybe a highlight because I got to see the machine operate. Yeah. They had grinders there that they just rolled out that I saw operate too.
Nice.
They made me an espresso that I had, so that was pretty good.
What brand was it?
I always fart the name of this.
Is it a casa?
Yeah. No.
No, that's a house in Spanish.
No. Good one. What a dad joke you just said. Escasso. Yeah, I think that's right.
Escasso?
No.
That sounds great. Yeah, that's. I think that's it.
I think that's it. But
if we butchered it, hey, if you're watching, message down below how to say it and send us an espresso machine.
Yeah, let me buy your espresso machine and send me one. I really like their
Ed wants one.
I really like their espresso machines.
Yeah, they're clean.
They were there, and I was like, cool, something I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
I was there for like 20 minutes talking to the guy. So
nice.
Very happy about that. And then like, I'm trying to remember like who was actually passing out coffee. If it was like people in like that owned cafes or people that had like syrups to show off. But I know that I just had vivid memories of people having like little cups of lattes with like latte arts in them, like in more than one booth.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really give it the time to like recognize like what they were trying to sell me or like trying to promote themselves as. I don't know if they were actually like coffee shops or if they were like roasters or coffee. I don't know.
I remember two. They were doing like the whole latte art scene. There was like lines at each one, people trying to get like little lattes and things from them. It was two companies that service your coffee equipment. So they'll come to your business, they'll service your grinders, your roaster, your espresso machine, whatever you have at your cafe. So it was a lot of that type things.
Yeah.
I did talk to one because we have a piece of machinery that's down right now. I was like, hey, do you guys work on these type of things? They're like, oh, no, we don't mess with that. We just only do like grinders and espresso machines. I'm like, oh, great. We don't have those.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of that, but another thing that I saw there was I did kind of attend one of like the I don't know what you want to call them, like the speaker events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was like one guy talking about like running your coffee business.
Yeah.
And that was, again, like I've been to these trade shows and I've seen these like speakers come up, and again, like, if I'm going to Coffee Fest, do I want to listen to some guy telling me how to run a coffee business? Not really. So I was like, what? But then I was thinking, like, what could be better? Like, what could be a better speaker?
Yeah.
And I couldn't really pinpoint of like what could be a better speaker than somebody trying to. I mean, maybe like a roaster, like a roasting seminar or something, or like a latte art seminar or something like along the lines of that.
Hands-on with coffee.
Yeah.
All the way from farming, producing, importing, exporting, roasting, drinking coffee, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So
there was none of that, really.
No. And then that was another thing like that. Just again, I'm not trying to fart on it.
We sound like we're all bummed out.
But
it was fun. We promised. We enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah. We did. I did. Even though I was by myself, I still enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I probably for sure I would have enjoyed it if I went with you guys.
Yeah, I wish you
did. A little bit more.
Yeah.
But again, that was just another thing. I was like, why is this guy like trying to talk to me about like running a business? Like, what if I'm here for like not that?
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't have to sit down and listen to them, but still.
Yeah. I think there's another coffee event. Actually, I know there's another coffee event. I think it's the SCA one that they have, the SCA coffee, whatever. I'd have to look up the name. But they are like everything. They do everything we're talking about right now. They're like so heavy coffee based, and it's like professionals in the industry and like popular people and roasters and people that bring all the equipment there, and it's popping. Like, and they do have like the latte art stuff still and everything. But I think that's the one we should really seek out and go to. I think we would get the full experience. I think we would love it a lot. So
yeah.
If I can think of the name before the end of the podcast, I'll shout it out. But
yeah, I guess that's we write down what things that you wish were there. I guess more like the green coffee related stuff, like the farming stuff, the grading stuff, all of that, because that's the world we're living in, you and I. And I don't know. I think that's probably what I'd like to see more of there, more organization there for sure. Was ICT, did they even mention Coffee Fest at all?
No, they weren't there.
They
were supposed to. I think they had some reps walking around a few days, but they didn't have a booth or anything.
Yeah. So I kind of want to do my research and see like what Coffee Fest was intended for, what it was about, how long they've been open. Because I think Coffee Fest is such a good idea. I mean, just to bring the coffee community together and like hold this event and like try to help people with whatever coffee things that they're trying to do. And I don't know, like invite people. Like I want to see like I was saying, big coffee people in like the coffee industry. Maybe they were there, I just didn't know. But I want to see like, I don't know, people that you see on
YouTube and
TikTok
the big
or whatever,
businesses and people pushing the industry like to next level, like fifth wave, sixth wave, seventh wave, whatever you want to call it. You know, like people really in the industry, like living it buying it, investing in it, nerding out on it. Like that would be.
I just don't know if it could ever get that big. Like,
Yeah.
just trying to envision of like, okay, this is what Coffee Fest was. What's holding them back, or what's holding people back from attending this event? Was it always like this? Was it getting better than what it was?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it getting worse than what it was?
Yep,
So,
and I think I have the answer right here. So that event that I was talking about is called the Coffee Expo, the SCA Coffee Expo. That's the big one.
Okay.
Because that is like specialty coffee world right there. That is what everybody follows. That's what everybody goes to. That's like bigger, better. I think it's the Coffee Fest but on steroids, and it's take away all those things, the negative things that we've been talking about, and replace them with the good. So I think that's what we should try next, and then we'll go and we'll talk about it and have the experience. So that'd be cool.
SCA.
SCA.
Coffee.
So that's the Special Coffee Association of the world. So they run that whole industry, and then they put it off. And they hold an event called Coffee Expo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you go back to Coffee Fest next year if they were to have it here again?
I would have to see the vendors first, because if it was lined up the same, I probably wouldn't. I don't think I'd be interested.
Yeah.
I think my experience before going, like you said, the coffee shop scene and being a part of that roasting competition the night before, I think that was way cooler than actually going to Coffee Fest ourselves. So maybe being a vendor would be cooler, like if we went through TCR and repped and hung out with people and talked about business and got people stoked on coffee and being everything that we just talked about and being that for the event. I think that would be pretty cool.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
We should be a vendor there.
We should. We
It's
could
because-
introduce everything, and it would be really fun.
I didn't really see, I mean, I'm sure there was like people that were there for like being coffee roasting suppliers, dropship suppliers, but nothing caught my eye immediately there. That was something like related to something that we did.
Nope.
Did you see anybody?
Nothing at all.
That'd be cool. I would
But
love.
I actually heard people talking about it. I heard people like walking around like, like asking for like white labeling,
Yeah.
things like that. So I was like,
There is a white label expo though, so maybe they run
Right.
more towards that.
maybe, yeah. But who knows?
Because Brian went to that.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the booth that Brian did, and I was like, that'd be cool to do. You're right, that would be cool to do.
would be
Like,
kinda
but just like us, Brian
Yeah.
obviously too, but
But
us.
Brian doing like business,
Yeah.
me and you talking about our offerings and the coffee world itself,
Yeah.
and just getting people excited and knowledgeable about coffee. That'd be really fun.
That
Kind of like
would-
how we do on the podcast.
That's
yeah?
exactly what I was gonna say. Like this, people, podcasting, the coffee podcast scene, though we're still like very new to it and young in it. I know there's people that talk about they have coffee podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Those are the people that I want to see there.
Right.
Live podcasts, Q&As, like their
Yeah.
experiences. Like that's the kind of coffee scene
Right.
I kind of want to experience.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Coffee Expo is the place.
Yeah.
I fully believe it. I think we're gonna need to fly somewhere to go. I think the next one is in for anybody that is interested, especially me and you. Let's see, Coffee Expo is in Houston, 2025. April 25th through 27th.
Got time. Got time to
Yep.
save up some money.
So let's plan it. Houston would be pretty cool.
That would, yeah, let's
Actually, I haven't heard really good things about Houston. Hey, I'll go for coffee stuff.
let's just stay downtown, dude. Stay next to the convention center.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that would be cool. I
Yeah.
would love to go to something like that, travel abroad with like the team and stuff. Not travel abroad, travel across the country. But as for me, if I would go to Coffee Fest, yes, I would go again, and I would do it with people instead of just myself.
Yeah, okay,
You know?
yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
I would do like the coffee scene, like around the area. That would be the thing I'm most excited for. It was doing the coffee scene, like staying, because you guys stayed up there too which I thought would be probably better than just like me driving up the day and me
Yeah.
driving back. I would have loved to like get up with the boys and like, all right, where we're going?
Go to breakfast.
Who's hungry?
A bunch of coffee.
Yeah, where we going? Let's
all
go walk
jacked.
somewhere. Yeah, exactly. That would have been fun. That would have been just like an outing, like a team outing that I would have experienced. And Coffee Fest would just be a plus. Like it'd
Yeah.
be there and we somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And then after we get something to eat, go hit another coffee scene maybe if they're open or whatever.
Yeah. I think it would be really cool to do like a 3-day. So we can obviously expect this roasting competition that Hasia is going to do to be the same day. That's at least what they say they're going to plan on doing.
Yeah.
So they're going to plan on doing that Saturday night, and then Sunday, usually always Coffee Fest is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it'd be really cool to go coffee crawl Sunday morning, get breakfast with everybody, and then go to Coffee Fest, and then kind of just like do the vendor crawl, and then maybe see like the latte art throwdown, stuff like that. And then stay an extra day, even though it seems like a lot, but then just focus on like the guest speakers and stuff like that. That way you can get like the full experience rather than trying to like fit everything into one day.
Yeah, to be fair to Coffee Fest, I do think they try to make an effort to make every day like kind of different in a way.
Yeah, they line it up differently for sure.
So maybe there's like just a certain criteria like how you have to experience Coffee Fest for you to really enjoy it like to its fullest potential.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think part of that is just not going by yourself, going with other people, experiencing it with other people, doing some of the things that they're holding, participating in like stuff outside of like Coffee Fest, meaning like going out with people like that you've met or with vendors, because that was like the fun part of like doing the other trade shows, because we were always vendors there. And we met people and we knew people and we knew people that were coming and that we haven't seen in a long time. We would talk on the phone with or like stuff like that. Like if we knew Sealy was going to be there and like we've met Sealy before, and then Sealy says, oh yeah, I'm going to be there. Oh yeah, so are we. Do you want to like go to a restaurant or hit up something like up after Coffee Fest and just like be there and vibing with them? I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. And maybe it's just because this was our first time and we are getting into things. Like we are already meeting people. We're already making new relationships, and you know, maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever down the road, we'll be the people, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like we'll be involved heavily.
Imagine this, like, all right, Grind Culture Podcast to do a live.
That'd be sick.
That'd be crazy.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Obviously that's what we strive for. We want to, that's how impactful we want to be in like the coffee community. Obviously we have time to get there, but like
people running up on us, hey, I'll watch your podcast, man. Nice to meet you, dude. Sign my book.
Damn, dude. Sign my book. So yeah, that would be cool. That's like a goal of, I think, of mine, is just not being recognized on the street, but like being invited to do like participate in something like that. Yeah. You know, like it doesn't have to be Coffee Fest to be like something small.
Yeah, totally. And we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I would go again.
Okay.
Definitely next year I would go again and try to make more of an effort for like all the rest of the team to go like together, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think that's important, is going with people and experience it with people, and like going out with people. In the morning you go get a coffee with like your team and like experience that.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go, I think, about it.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe like our coworker Nate or somebody will be in like the latte art, competition. We'll be able to cheer him on, just be a little bit more involved and prepared for it. Yeah. And then also, let's start looking into Coffee Expo and see like what we can do to make that happen. Even if it's out of like our own pockets or whatever, like it'd still be really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's a whole world out there, we haven't experienced. We haven't even gone to a coffee farm yet. So, I mean, I know that's our dream. So, yeah, just got to set those goals.
I wonder how different Coffee Fest is in other cities, because obviously like some of like the local people, if they are local, they were there, they had booths, and maybe that's another issue with, not an issue, but maybe that's like another factor into Coffee Fest that we're not really considering, is that like you really have to have a lot of money to participate in some of these things. And if you're not local and you have to travel abroad, obviously that's going to cost a lot more than having like a local thing there. Right. So maybe the Los Angeles area is like still trying to get into like, okay, this Coffee Fest this is what it is. How do we get our name out there? What do we got to do? But I doubt that they're going to travel all the way to like to Minneapolis to like do the same thing that they just did in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I wonder how like different it is, because we kind of have an idea of how like the coffee scene is here in Southern California.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the coffee scene is over there.
Right. Or even like Seattle, you know?
Yeah, imagine that.
Or even, let's talk about international, like Australia or London, places that are a lot more coffee established, people that actually are like making coffee equipment and things like that.
Yeah, we live in an area where there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of things to do here, and people are always trying to do different things here.
Right.
It's the city of dreams almost.
Business is hard.
And business is hard
in LA and expensive. So a lot of people don't invest in their business, having their businesses locally. So
yeah, so maybe it's different in like other cities.
Yeah.
But I think Los Angeles obviously is a big city. It could get there.
Yep.
But first time, I'm glad I did it.
Yep.
I'm glad I went. I'm glad you guys went. Next time, I would just want to go with other people.
Yep.
I think that's,
it'll happen.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
The bottom line. But that was our experience with Coffee Fest.
Yep. Thank you for everybody that put on the whole Coffee Fest event.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for all the people that I met and everybody that we had conversation with. It was good.
Yeah, and we hope to see you next year. If we did talk to you. Like I said, I'd like to go back. And again, thank you, Coffee Fest, for holding the event, or whoever holds it, just to at least making an effort to bringing all of the coffee community together in this little space that they had. Hopefully it expands, and hopefully we'll get to see more of what's to come with coffee and Coffee Fest.
Heck yeah.
All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.